Well, howdy. I wanted to show you my leaf lettuce here, and this is I started out with a Kratky, but this has airstones in it, and this is butter crunch lettuce, and as you can see, it's heading really well. Now this plant here is also a butter crunch lettuce, but it's in a Kratky, it's in a mason jar. There's only about a week's difference between this plant and these plants, so it's pretty easy to see the difference that an airstone can make. Now, I'm not knocking the Kratky. It works for this particular plant because it's a head lettuce and it takes a little bit longer. It doesn't work that well just because it just about used up all the water and it's not done growing. Now for a leaf lettuce it probably would work, or otherwise I would say use a different size jar. You can use a gallon container and cut a hole in it for a 3-inch net pot, and that would work really well. You can see the roots are really healthy. Here's a look at the roots inside the tote. There is, you can see I put a wick in for where I first started it. I wanted to make sure that the peat pellets stayed wet while the plants were sprouting. But that's kind of what it looks like in here. It was pretty much out of water at this point, and it's got at least a couple of more weeks to grow. Now this here, like I said, it started out as a Kratky, and I had leaf lettuce in here and this butter crunch. I harvested all the leaf lettuce and spread these plants out. And I mean, there's really no comparison between this and that. So if you want to grow lettuce indoors, add an airstone. This is a 10-gallon tote, and I have 12 holes punched in it. And so I had the butter crunch running down the sides, and I had leaf lettuce in the middle, and it really got crowded, so I did harvest the leaf lettuce and spread this out, and I mean, this looks good, really good. So if you want to grow lettuce indoors, you know, get yourself a tub or a tote of some kind with a lid, you know, put some holes in it to get some 3-inch net pots through it, and plant your lettuce. But add an airstone, it'll make a heck of a lot of difference. You know, the Kratky, it works, but you have to have enough water in there because you're not supposed to refill it. Now I refilled this a little bit, so I don't know what's going to happen with it. It should be okay, but honestly, this is a better system to use in a third world country where you don't have electricity. You know, really, an air pump doesn't use that much power. I would add an airstone to it if I was going to grow it inside, and I would do it in a tote. Like this is a Rubbermaid, it's a Rubbermaid tote, 10-gallon, black lid, and there's really no comparison between this and this. So yeah, I'm not knocking Kratky method. I mean, it works, but you have to have enough water because you only fill it up once, and so I don't think it really works very well in a mason jar, at least not for a head lettuce. For a leaf lettuce, yeah, you could probably have harvested it by now. Well, they're 1 week apart, and what a difference a week can make. Now, started the beginning of February. These are about 40 days old. And the butter crunch, I believe, takes about 60. And like I said, this was started a week later, so it's about 35 days or so. And yeah, so yeah, I would use an airstone when I grow lettuce inside. That's, you know, unless you're going to grow in soil or something. I grow hydroponics because it means I don't have to haul a lot of dirt around. All I need is a plant, a little bit of hydroton or something like that to fill in the net pot, and water and nutrients and an airstone, and that will do it for you. You know, if you want to do the Kratky method, it does work, but this plant here probably should have gone into a 1-gallon container, not a quart mason jar. And this is a 1-gallon container that I drilled a hole in the lid, and I put a 3-inch net pot in, so you could do something like that and it would be fine. This would be more than enough water to mature that plant, but it didn't really work in the mason jar, at least not on one filling. And so we'll see what happens. I added about a half a container full of water back in there and a little bit of nutrients, and it should finish off just fine, but this is better. Alright, take care. Happy gardening. Keep it green. Bye bye.